Hello, friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Paris, and I'm excited because you are in the building with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me, and I am so humbled and appreciative. Let me tell you about this show. Each and every single week, we continue to empower you to greatness that is truly going to help you, whether you are a person that have experienced a heartbreak, have gone through a divorce, or have endured levels of trauma of any kind, or you're just a person trying to rebuild their life and themselves, and now you are finally ready to live a life full of abundance, joy, and peace, then this show is for you. So with that said, thank you again for being here. I am extremely grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you because together we are empowered for greatness. You ready? Let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Empower You 2. Oh, I'm super excited. I am your host and your tour guide. I am Natasha Paris. Yes, the mental health therapist expert, as well as the emotional healer. Yes, that is my new title, the emotional healer. Well, before I jump right into this, let me tell you, it is episode 91. Can you believe this? In addition, we are celebrating an amazing milestone. We have reached the 1,000 plus downloads for our Empower You 2 podcast. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of the individuals that have downloaded my podcast, who have shared my podcast, who received great nuggets that can totally change the trajectory of their life. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when I say we, I'm talking about, God, of course, I'm throwing God in there because he is the ultimate, and my family are very grateful for your listening and just your willingness to want to change your life and having the courage to do that, utilizing my podcast as a tool. So I just want to say thank you. So yes, so now we are going to jump right into episode 91. And what are we talking about today? It is dating after divorce. Yes, this is a big topic. Dating after divorce. Absolutely. Because what I know for sure is that I've been divorced almost 11 years. I know. 2 wonderful angels as a result. And being divorced has its challenges. It really, really does. And I know I have had those challenges of really now, managing my time as usual, right? And managing my children alone. I mean, their father is present and they spend time with their father, but when they're in my household, managing their schedules, making dinner, being the entrepreneur that I am, really supporting you guys on the other side of this microphone. Overall, I am so busy with everything that I'm doing, but one thing that I feel I'm ready for is the dating scene, the dating journey. So let's talk about it. Dating after divorce, episode 91. Family, I want you to know that dating after divorce is a great thing. Dating after divorce provides you with an opportunity to reset your intimate and romantic life. My friends, just because you've gotten divorced, all is doomsday? No, not at all. You have a second chance to make it right. And I know that I wasn't the best person as a wife because I had my own stuff, right? I came with baggage. I was young when I got married and I settled. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually settled and I figured that out in the midst of the marriage. I really did. And I had made a decision that I wanted more. I wanted more, and I knew there was more available. And so I want you to know, starting to date again after divorce it's like a new territory. New things have changed, right? Starting to date after divorce can be both exciting and daunting. That I know for sure, because it's like, okay, what's out there? But then there's this small bit of fear or intimidation. I don't like to talk about fear like that, because fear is of the enemy, it's not of God. But it can be daunting because you're like, okay, not sure how to navigate these new waters, right? But it is a new chapter in my life, and as well as yours, if you have been divorced or you're coming out of a relationship, or you've been out of a relationship and you're like, I'm not going to jump back into this dating pool again. But I'm saying to you, this is a time for you to start over and begin a new chapter in your life. It's important to approach it with a healthy mindset. And so I'm going to jump into some tips, because I truly believe that in order for you to become the best version of yourself, you have to look at your life like, okay, every time you wake up, it's a reset. It's a reset. You get to do what you didn't do the day before or months before. And so I want to give you actionable steps that you can take that will prevent you from, not prevent you, but more so have you feel like the process is not so bad, right? It's an adventure. But there are things that I want you to do while moving in that direction of dating again. Okay, so let's talk about it. The first thing is take your time. Take your time and take time for yourself. Within that area of taking time for yourself, right? Because there's some actionable steps, right, that I'm going to give you per recommendation. So the first is take time for yourself and take time. Okay. I want you to heal, my friends. It is so important for you to allow yourself to grieve your divorce. I should say grieve your marriage. Grieve your marriage and grieve the loss of what took place. Because if you were with that person that you had gotten married to, there was a connection there, despite whether it worked or didn't work. There was somewhat of a connection and a routine there. And so it's important for you to heal. You know that saying, that I'm going to get under somebody to get over somebody? Yeah, if you haven't heard it, well, it's been said, and it may not have been said in those words, but it's like, oh, I'm going to get into another relationship. It will help me take my mind off of that person. That's what that really means. Getting under someone in order to get over someone. And that is not the key. It is important for you to heal. Grieve that loss. If you have to cry, you cry. If you have to yell, you yell. But you get it out, because if you want more, you got to do more for yourself. And that means not getting into any relationship until you are healed. And that means also self-reflecting. Reflecting on what you learned from that relationship and what you want in your future partner. I did that. I am now in an amazing relationship. And this person is so amazing, so kind, so appreciative, so respectful, so supportive. But in order for me to have attracted him into my life, I had to reflect on what I learned from my previous relationship. What did I learn about me? And my friends, it is important for you to write that down. Write what you want in a future relationship based on what you had previously. Right? And we're not specifically talking about surface-based stuff that you might want, such as, well, I want him to be taller. I want him to be slimmer. I want him to be lighter. I want him to be darker. I want him to come from one ethnic. No, we're not talking about those things, right? We're not talking about those things in particular. We are talking about being in a place where you say, I am no longer going to do the things that have caused me to be hurt, that have caused me to feel hurt. You have to self-reflect. You have to say, this is what I want in a future partner, and I'm not going to settle for less. This is what leads me to the third point within take your time for yourself. Self-care. Focus on your well-being. Focus on what is happening and what do you want. Engage in activities that you enjoy and spend time with your friends and family, and prioritize your physical and mental health. I can't stress this enough that when you are grieving a marriage, some people, they let themselves go. Right? Some people let themselves go. They don't go to the gym because they're very sad, right? Or they're very upset, or mentally they are depressed and they're anxious, right? So it's important for you to really seek some help. Do the things that you enjoy. Write down in your journal. And for those who've been following me, I am big on journal writing. Get it out. But you have to give yourself that opportunity to heal, to reflect, and to provide yourself with self-care. And also, on the flip side of it, when it comes to self-care, if you ended up doing things while you were grieving the relationship, like not going to the gym, not eating right, and just being very frustrated and anxious, some people actually end up doing those things while they're in the relationship. They didn't do the things they enjoyed because they were focused on their partner's enjoyment and satisfying their partner and not satisfying their needs, such as, you going out with your friends and going dancing a couple of times a month, right? Or a couple of times every 3 months, right? And there are people who put their life on hold for someone else and not enjoy themselves. So this is the opportunity. This is the time for you to self-care. Do the things you love to do. Because I promise you, you will love me in the end for it. Second, be open to new experiences. Look, if you have not checked out the conversation that I had with my beau on YouTube, exploring everything that we're talking about in detail with all of the animation and fun and light, definitely go to Natasha Paris 4, the number 4, my YouTube page, and you can see the actual interview on that, discussion, okay? Be open to new possibilities and new experiences. Look, I know that I had to be open as it relates to meeting new people. Go and explore dating apps. Like, I know it might seem daunting and it might be like another job, but that's what I did. Join social groups. There's so many social groups that, especially as it relates to things that you enjoy. Like, if you like hiking like I do, you should join a hiking club. If you like to dance, join a dance club. If you like volunteering, volunteer. Do the things that you enjoy doing, because when you do those things you enjoy doing, God is going to put in that same group a person that enjoys what you do, and you have things in common. So you might meet someone at your volunteering program or your hiking group or your travel group. But do the things you enjoy and just love on life and be open. You never know who you might meet. Okay? Don't think too much about it. The third, be honest with yourself and others. Know your needs. What does that mean? Okay. Identify your deal breakers and non-negotiables in a relationship. That is very, very important. I can share with you an example. For me, my non-negotiable is I want a level of respect. I want communication, but I also want someone that is good on the eyes. Yes, I said it. It might sound a little superficial, but I want someone that I can look at them. And even when I'm angry, I'm like, oh, come here, you sexy thing, right? That is not the end all be all, but the person has to have, I should say, should be very much attractive to me. Okay. Not to anyone else, to me. And I had a friend who wanted me to meet this guy who she thought would be a great match. And I said, okay, sure, I'm being open. And she sent over a photo of the gentleman. And he was not attractive, not one bit. And my girlfriend was like, what do you think? What do you think? And I was like, well, he is not attractive. And she's like, well, why don't you give him a call anyways and see where it goes. And I said, well, I'm not going to even bother because I want him to be at least attractive. And she got annoyed and almost upset at me because she's like, well, you said to be open. And then she's married twice. And she's like, you never know what might come about. And I said, you know what? I find that men don't settle. Right. And I'm going to be honest, they visually don't settle. The woman, and this is not all men, but the woman that they are at least building with is someone that they find attractive. And I said to her, well, for me, he has to be attractive and he's not attractive to me. She's like, pictures can be deceiving. I'm like, no, it can't be that deceiving. No, I mean, I'm just being real with you. And I said, I'm not settling. I felt like I settled in my previous relationship, in my marriage, and I was not going to settle for what I wanted and what I believe I deserved. Because oftentimes we get to this place where we settle. We say, oh, well, it's not what I want, but I'm going to see and try to make it work. Negative. And so I let her get annoyed by it. I never took his phone number, never called him, and I moved on. And I knew that there was someone who felt that I was attractive and also I thought was amazingly attractive. And sure enough, I waited and I was patient. And my beau really walked through the door. Okay. And so, yes, it's important for you to be honest with yourself and others. And that's what I did. Be clear about your intentions when you are dating someone, when you do meet with them, right? Be upfront about what you want and your dating goals and what you're looking for. And for my beau and I said upfront, I do not want to have any other children. I have 2 children. I am focused on my career and my business and expanding my consulting firm. I'm not interested in having a little baby, working and breastfeeding at the same time. I was very much upfront about that and not having another child. In addition, I was also wanting to get married again. I said to him, I don't want to just date just to date. I want to get married again. But this time I want to do it right and I want to get to know you. And I want to see if there's a strong synergy between us because I not only want a husband, but I want a business partner. Very upfront about what I wanted, right? Because if you don't know what you want, how can you verbalize and articulate to the person you're dating what your desires are? And then also, don't be afraid to say no. If someone isn't a good fit, like I said about the gentleman that my girlfriend wanted to introduce me to, say no. It's okay to politely decline and with no further contact and not feeling guilty about it. Just because you are divorcee, just because you are dating doesn't mean you're desperate. Let's go. Just because you're dating doesn't mean that you're desperate. Because if you're desperate, you're willing to say yes to things that you know deep down inside is not a good fit and you don't want to waste your time, neither do you want to waste their time. So if you go out on a date with a person and you're like, I'm not feeling it, okay, give it a second date, because the second date might be just magical. But don't let it go to a third and fourth and you're still not feeling the person and you're hoping that some magical feelings will come about. Okay. All right. So don't be afraid to say no. Number 4, take things slow. Do not rush into a relationship. And I know when you are getting older, you say, well, I don't have a whole lot of time to waste. But let me say this. It is so important for you not to feel pressured by the person just because you guys are older and you're like, okay, let's just do it, right? Because you don't want to get divorced a second time. Like you don't want to do that. So don't rush yourself. Enjoy the present moment. Enjoy the present moment and focus on getting to know the person you're dating. Take your time getting to know them, because let me tell you, right? Oftentimes people bring their representative. Yes, I said it. They bring their representative to the table. And when I talk about representative, I'm talking about their good foot. Like they make sure that they say the right things, they do the right things because they want to gain your trust, and they also want to gain your like. But eventually when they get really relaxed, or if someone ticks them off, you get to see their true nature and essence. So take your time. Don't feel pressured. And also focus on getting to know them. Focus on getting to know them. Spend time. If you really see that there's a connection there, further explore that by getting to know them. Go out, have dinner at home. Get them to meet your kids. That's a whole nother topic, right? Because you want your kids, especially if you have children, you want your kids to be like, oh, yeah, I like this dude, or I'm not sure, right? So that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that. But you definitely want to get to know them. You want to see different moods, and you want to see how they conduct themselves, and communicate openly. My beau and I, we communicate a lot. We talk about a lot of different topics, and he can hang. When I tell you, he can truly hang. In addition to that, if things are not favorable at that moment, we talk about it as opposed to running away from it, right? And because you always want to see the other person's perspective. You don't want to be self-centered and not be open to hearing what they have to say, and watch your emotions about it. I mean, because remember, that person is not your identical twin. And let me say this, even identical twins are not the same. Okay. So you want that person to be able to speak freely and not feel like, oh, well, if I say what's on my mind, that person's going to get upset, because guess what? They're going to start to shut down. So you don't want to do that either. So be open to communicating as often as possible. My last point is, be patient and kind to yourself, my friends. I must say that again. Be patient and kind to yourself, because dating can be a roller coaster. It truly can be a roller coaster, those ups and downs. It's normal to have those ups and downs when you are like, okay, well, I thought this guy was going to call me back, or I thought that girl was going to really support me, and she didn't. Be kind to yourself, because it's all about ups and downs in relationships and trusting the process. You are a great person. You have a lot to give another individual. But be kind to yourself, and don't beat yourself up because you did not meet your soulmate the first time you went on a date. Okay. Let's be real, because those are the thoughts. All right. Second, embrace the journey. Enjoy it. Don't be afraid to try new things and learn about new people, because you deserve it. This is your time to explore. This is your time to really reset and enjoy the present moment. Enjoy that journey of dating. Don't make it seem like it is so daunting by all of the negative thoughts you have and your lack of patience. Also, remember that you're worthy of love. You deserve to be happy and loved. And that's what I had to do. I had to say it often to myself. I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of having the best relationship. I am worthy of being treated with respect. You have to say this. Keep believing in yourself and the possibility of finding someone special. I'm going to say that again. Keep believing, have hope, because what does the Bible say about faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen, things that you don't see. So when you're dating and you don't see it, keep hope alive. Believe that that person that is tailor-made for you, not for anyone else, tailor-made for you, is still out there. And you walk with your head up high, having strong confidence, believing that that person exists, and you walk with a smile, taking one day at a time. Taking one day at a time, my friends. So I want you to remember that dating after divorce is a personal journey. Not everyone's journey is the same. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It isn't, right? Because your beau, your babe can be in the supermarket. You don't know. But if you're open and you are excited about this new journey and you put out positive energy and you begin to manifest what you want and you know what you want, believe me, my friend, you will receive it. Trust your instincts and focus on finding someone who's just right for you, not for anyone else. Not for what people believe you are supposed to have, not what society says you're supposed to have. Trust the process. You are loved, my friends. You are truly loved. So let's do a quick recap, okay? First, take your time with it all. Take time for yourself and take your time, okay? Heal, self-reflect, and provide yourself with self-care. Second, be open to new experiences. Yes, explore dating apps. I know there are tons of them out there and you're like, I don't know which one to go with. Try the free ones first and see what happens. And join social groups. And you never know your beau or your babe in those social groups, okay? Number 3 is be honest with yourself and others. Know what you want. Know your needs. Be clear about your intentions and don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm not interested any longer, or I'm not interested in the person you're trying to set me up with. Yes, okay. Take things slow. Number 4, don't rush into it. Focus on getting to know that person. Communicate openly about your desires, your dreams, your hopes. Communicate and say, I don't like when you do such and such. My beau, I told him that. And you know what he told me? I will do my best not to do that again. Boom. I was like, okay, yeah, he truly is a keeper. Every day, right? He shows me that he is truly my person. Number 5, be patient and kind to yourself. Like I said, dating can be a roller coaster when it comes to your emotions. But embrace the journey and remember you are worthy of love. You are worthy of love. And so what is the empowerment assignment for today's podcast, episode 91? Get 3 index cards, and I want you to write on each index card. The first is, I am worthy of love. That's what you're going to write. I am worthy of love. The second is, I deserve to be joyful. Third, my beau or babe is right there waiting for me, and I'm on my way. Woo! Yes! My beau or babe, however you want to call it, is waiting for me, and I'm on my way. Exclamation mark. You're going to write those 3 statements on 3 separate index cards with a black Sharpie because you want to be able to see it, and you're going to post it somewhere in your house, whether it's on your mirror, which is what I did, where I'm making up my face and brushing my teeth. I can read it to myself every morning and night. So post it in the place that you frequent. And then the third piece is I want you to repeat it to yourself out loud twice a day, morning and night, for 6 months. Yes, I said it. Only because it works for me. And I'm only sharing what works for me. And I'm possibly believing it's going to work for you because it has worked for others. That's how I knew what to do. And I'm sharing it with you. So that is your empowerment assignment for episode 91. And again, my friends, you deserve all that God has in store for you. All you got to do is have faith. Have faith as small as a mustard seed. And what do we know about faith? Faith is... What is faith? Faith is having the substance of things hoped for, right? Believing those things hoped for with the evidence of things unseen. So being in the place where you can see what it is that you want, even though physically it has not come down, it has not manifested in the physical realm. So with that said, I'm super excited, my friends. I'm super excited that you were on this episode with me. And if it resonated with you, I want you to hit that 5-star button and share a feedback of what resonated for you. And of course, sharing is caring. Send it to one of your friends, 3 friends preferably, who you believe could benefit. So I'm your girl, Natasha Paris, and I want you to be what? Empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there's no greatness. See you on the next episode. Bye.